Maybe your life feels like one of those Pokemon routes you already walked through 900 times. The music is still playing, the grass is still there, the town is still nearby, some random guy is still standing there waiting to give you advice nobody asked for, but somehow it doesn't feel exciting anymore. It just kind of feels like you're walking in circles. You might even start wondering, is something wrong with me? Or is modern life just really good at keeping us alive while making us feel completely disconnected from being alive? Your 20s are sold as this exciting decade, with freedom, with friends, dating, travel, and all this main character energy, and maybe even a little tasteful emotional damage for character development. But for a lot of people, their 20s don't feel like that. They feel weirdly repetitive. They're in the same room with the same phone, the same apps, thoughts, small dopamine hits, and some vague anxiety about the future. And everyone else looks like they're doing fine, which makes you wonder, is something wrong with me? Because everywhere you look, you see people getting married, getting rich, shredded, moving to Bali, or somehow starting a podcast with suspiciously expensive microphones. But I don't think this feeling is rare. I think a lot of people are walking around quietly feeling like life lost its color. They're just not saying it out loud, because admitting your soul feels like unseasoned oatmeal is not exactly casual small talk. Modern life feels colder than it used to. People seem tired. Public places feel less human, and governed by mobile phones. And that damn phone makes you aware of every fake success story, every person doing better than you, and every opinion from someone who probably should be sitting quietly near a lake instead. Your brain was not designed to carry the emotional weight of the entire planet before breakfast. Historically, we would just wake up and milk a goat, and that'll be it. And now you wake up and within 12 minutes you know about war, inflation, dating app statistics, and so on and so forth. So of course life feels a bit weird. You're trying to build a meaningful life, but you have so much going against you. The emptiness people talk about is something I'd probably categorize as indifference. It's not that they're crying on the floor at home. It's just that they're not that excited about anything. They do the things that they are supposed to do. Go to work, see people, maybe even have a couple of hobbies, but it just kind of feels like you're operating your own life from behind glass. You're technically present, but somehow you're not. And that's really confusing, because if your life is objectively okay, you feel guilty for not enjoying it. So now you're not only empty, you're empty and annoyed at yourself for being empty. What if you're just understimulated by real life and overstimulated by fake life? That's basically the modern adult starter pack. In Pokemon, the world feels alive because you're constantly encountering things. New routes, new towns, trainers, new music, Pokemon, and new problems to face. Now imagine playing Pokemon where every day is the same route. The exact same grass, the same trainer, and the same battle over and over again for 5 years. At some point, even a good game would start to feel dead. Even Professor O could be like, maybe go outside, and I'm literally trapped in a lab forever. That's what modern adult life can become. You're not necessarily unhappy because your life is bad, but you're unhappy because your life has no encounters. It has no novelty, no risk, no new exploration, just routine. And while routine is useful, if routine becomes your entire life, the feeling of emptiness will rise very, very quickly. A lot of men feel empty and immediately assume, I need some kind of intimacy, I need a girlfriend. And yes, sometimes that is tied to loneliness and wanting some kind of romantic connection or physical affection. Pretending men don't need love is one of the dumbest cultural side quests we've ever unlocked. It's right up there with just be confident bro, grind harder bro, then you'll make 10k a month. While a relationship can add meaning to your life, it can replace your entire life. If you're already disconnected from your body, friends, purpose and your creativity, getting a girlfriend will not magically turn the lights back on. And now instead of one person being confused about your life, there are two people in the room and one of them is asking why you never plan anything. So the real issue here is not just loneliness, it's disconnection. Disconnection from people, from your own body, and the version of you that used to think that life could actually be a dream and could be interesting. Because when you lose that, things turn really gray really quickly. And another thing that we hear as a common response to this feeling of emptiness is that you should just be grateful. And I practice a lot of gratitude myself. Gratitude is a really powerful tool, but forced gratitude can also feel like somebody just putting a motivational poster over a pike that's about to explode. Sometimes you really just need to admit, I don't actually feel connected to this life and where I currently am. That insight and acceptance will actually do way more for you than to falsely say, I love my surroundings, I love my life, and so on and so forth. Because if you feel that way, something in you is trying to get your attention, and it doesn't make you some ungrateful modern goblin who refuses to enjoy clean water and indoor plumbing. Maybe you just built a life based on what made sense before, but doesn't make sense to you now. The point is, gratitude is useful when it reconnects you to life. It is not useful when it becomes a way to shame yourself for feeling empty. And this is something I've especially seen with people that are a bit older from my audience, is that people seem to age really quickly when they stop collecting experiences. And those lack of experiences typically come from repetition without really feeling alive, having the same routine and same kind of stress for years, without actually going out there and exploring, and trying new things, and really living life on the side. And suddenly a year goes by and all you remember is 3 stressful emails, a weird pain in your shoulder, and one weekend where you considered buying an air fryer. But one strange night with friends, one new place, one difficult challenge, or conversation that changes how you see yourself, those moments are what really creates markers and makes you feel younger and makes life feel less empty. That's why some people in their 40s, they feel younger than people in their mid-20s that have completely lost their sense of excitement for life and just sense of wonder and curiosity, because they are still participating in the game of life. They are still curious and trying things and letting life touch them. And I honestly think this is one of the quiet tragedies of modern life. People, they stop collecting experiences long before they become physically old. Life becomes work, bills, responsibilities, distractions, and trying to remember your password for an account you don't even care about. Then suddenly years start blending together, because nothing made your brain go, remember this? So if you feel this way, if you resonate with all this, here's what I'd do to feel alive again. First of all, you don't force yourself to enjoy life, you rebuild the conditions where enjoyment can return. Which is a bit of an annoying answer, because it means that the answer is just not go out and buy X and you'll now feel alive again. Start by taking a different route to work. Try a new hobby really badly. Go to a different cafe and talk to someone new. Visit somewhere nearby you've never been. Just change your current inputs. Your brain cannot feel a new life if every day is the same screenshot. At some point even your nervous system is like, brother, we've seen this exact ceiling fan 900 times. Please provide some content. Now number 2 is add some real world friction. Screens, they make life way too smooth. Everything is instant, optimized, available. You can avoid boredom, awkwardness, silence, rejection at any time if you want to. And this is a problem because it removes part of actually being human and being a person. Such as like having eye contact with a stranger. It can be uncomfortable, but again, it's part of the human experience. So add some friction into your life. Go to the gym, take some social risks, create something. Just go outside and get some sun, and look at people. All this stuff will add some real world friction. And by expanding your comfort zone little by little and having these new experiences, life will become much richer again. And number 3, add some connection. And here I'm not just talking about Discord calls and messages, comment sections, actual human experience. Go out in the real world and talk to people. Have some genuine conversations with them. Be curious about people. Ask them questions. And yes, this can feel a bit awkward at first, because modern adulthood has somehow made friendship feel like project management. But it's worth it, because loneliness makes life feel unreal. And connection makes life feel inhabited again. For the 4th step, I would add a quest of some kind. And what I mean by quest is something that's just not, I work to pay the bills and then I get groceries, cook my food and then go to sleep. It's something that actually pulls you forward, a passion project of yours, a skill you want to learn, a trip you want to go to. Maybe you want to build a business, or you have some kind of 30-day challenge you want to try. Just something that makes you feel like your life is going somewhere. Even Pokemon gives you a Pokédex and a rival, so pick your own quest in real life. And don't make it this grandiose thing, just pick the next thing that makes you curious enough to make a move. If this hit home, comment down below and tell me what you're planning to do from here on out. And if you want the next step, watch this video next about wasting your 20s, because that one is about rebuilding your trajectory when you feel like you fell behind. And subscribe if you're trying to build a life that actually feels like yours.